Good morning, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all of those wonderful people out there who are fathers or have taken up the mantle of being a father, like myself. It's Sunday, 7:30-ish a.m. I'm so glad to be here. I have my coffee. I have some electrolytes over here. You know how it goes. We have some wonderful people joining me already. We've got Danny. Good morning, Danny. I am so glad you're here, sir. He said it's time to make the bacon. You gonna make me some bacon? I'm having a bad beard day. That's what I get, I guess. I don't know. I haven't even had my first sip of coffee this morning. Good morning, Mr. Googahan. Happy Father's Day. Delicious. Evelyn is here. Good morning, dear. Happy Father's Day to all who have helped raise a living being. Yes. Especially the living beings who are mean to you. I'm just kidding. Sherry is right. She says, please be sure to smash a like button for this fine gentleman. Me? Fine? If you say so. Making another cup? Good on you, Mr. Googahan. Andy is here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. I say it to the women, too, because a lot of women do both roles. Oh, my goodness gracious. Carl is in the building. Good morning, Carl. I am so glad to see you. Sean is here. Good morning. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Mr. Foltz, Mr. Jeff Foltz is here. Good morning. Happy Father's Day. Matt Franklin with a little bit of the Disney magic. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Some controversy out there. Looks like people are not thrilled with the magic that took 5 years at Epcot. But that's for another day, maybe another stream, maybe something else. Bob is in the house. Big Belly Bob. Just wanted to say happy Father's Day to all and hello to the chat before I head out the door to the park to get this walk in. You enjoy your walk, sir. Be safe out there, sir. Charlie's in the house. Good morning, wonderful people. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Charlie. I'm funny. Sometimes, usually looking. Let's see. Shelly is here. Good morning. I woke up at 3:30 and couldn't fall back to sleep. So here we are starting the day. That is insanity. I've been having some difficulty. The past 2 weeks, I've been feeling a little under the weather. Nothing serious. Just some congestion, some cough here and there. A little more tired than normal, but nothing crazy. But it's causing me to not be able to not sleep at night, or at least have restless sleep. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll take some ibuprofen at night, maybe hopefully, and I'll take my magnesium at night. And we've been doing split berberine. Chandra decided she wanted to do some berberine, so that's what we're doing. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe the berberine's causing me to have some issues with sleep. I don't know. Sandra is in the house. Happy Father's Day from the UK. Thank you so very much, Sandra. I appreciate you. All the way from the other side of the waters. Uncle Big Guy's in the house. Howdy, y'all. Morning, morning, sir. Thank you so very much. And he says 3:30 wake up, take magnesium glycinate. You'll sleep. Yeah, I try to take magnesium quite a bit. It does help with rest, but even with me taking that magnesium at night, I've just with whatever's been going on, I usually sleep like a baby, but I've been a little more restless than normal. Um, Jeff is heading to Kings Island today. You can't stay long. I have not been to Kings Island. Last time I was at Kings Island, they still had King Cobra. They still had the Vortex. It was still called Top Gun. I was in middle school, so it had to be like 92, 93, something like that. Yeah, I haven't been to the Kings Island in a long time. I am not a roller coaster enthusiast, and there's not a lot of rides at Kings Island. There's not a lot of justification for me to drive 2 hours to go to Kings Island for the rides that they do have. That would make me want to go. That's where, like, to me, like, Disney is such an exemplary place for me to go because there's a lot more rides and attractions that do fit me on a personal level. And, it's not all roller coasters. So, yeah. All right. So, Andy says, I also take bergamot capsules. I have not heard of those. I'll have to look those up. Andy says it's been 5 years since she's been to Kings Island. Once the daughter learned how to drive, it didn't have to drive her anymore. Got a Fitbit. Jeff's got a Fitbit. He's going to see what the rides do to the heart rate. Oh, yeah. And I wanted to talk this week. I was on and have been 2 different talks that are available out there for everyone. Let me go ahead and bring this up real quick here. So I can show this all to you guys. So I should say I had the pleasure of sitting down with Dave Mack this week. And let's see here. Where am I at? There we go. All right. So I had the pleasure of sitting down and speaking with Dave Mack. So let's take a look. He's had some pretty awesome people on, like this guy right here. He's had me on. And I want to say that Charlie was on. Yeah, he had Charlie on. So if you do nothing else, go over to Dave's channel. If anybody wants to put Dave's here, I can even do this here. Let me do this. I'm a little slow today, let me tell you. There are the videos for Mr. Dave Mack. Go over, subscribe to Mr. Dave Mack. He has a plethora of interviews. He was telling me that he does like 4 or 5 a day. And it's interesting talking to him because he is I believe he's an Australian living in Japan. That blows my hair back. And Charlie was telling me that my interview with Mr. Mack was excellent. Well, thank you so much, Charlie. I haven't had a chance to watch yours yet. Um, oh my goodness, there's always so much to watch. Mr. Mack is primarily a carnivore person. He likes to interview a lot of carnivore people. And he did interview me, which I am not 100% carnivore. And I'm also not a person. I don't necessarily think that carnivore is the only way. And I know that Charlie doesn't either. But there's a lot of people out there, and especially in the growing of the carnivore community, where the carnivore is the only way, and that's and they only want to watch carnivore content and such. But I think I'm still working on content or a video that outlines the fact that we have to work together. I mean, we just have to. If we want to change the world, we can't do it. It's not going to be just carnivore. It's not going to be just keto. It's not going to be just vegan. It's going to be everybody holding down the fort and moving forward together. So that was one thing I tried to make sure I was talking about, as well as some, not to give away everything I talked about, so you have a reason to go and watch, but embarrassing things that that a lot of times that people who are extremely overweight don't ever talk about. So, and Mr. Gugahan, that was not on my channel. That is over on Mr. Dave Mack's channel. If you follow him, go and check him out. If not, and then I also had the opportunity to sit down with Anna and oh my goodness gracious. With Partners in Ketosis. I sat down with Partners in Ketosis, and they asked me to put that interview on my channel. So that is up and ready to watch over on my new videos. So if you would give that a watch, that would mean a lot to me as well. And Charlie's saying that he doubts that very few carnivores are always 100%. I agree. I'm not 100% keto, carnivore. It's impossible. It just is. I mean, is it possible? 100% it's possible. I should say it's not impossible. It is possible. It's just not probable. And by that I mean that anybody who claims, to do things that that they are perfect in every, and they never have any cheat days, and it's always just, I'm like, that's cool. I don't necessarily believe them. I believe that they believe it, that's the mindset that they have, and people don't always see the things that they, that they do or whatever. But that's not what I'm here to nitpick. But yeah. And John says he does follow Dave, but didn't get the notification. But YouTube randomly does that. Yeah, YouTube is just going to make it. YouTube wants to show you what it knows you want to watch. That's why it's weird it didn't show you me, because I mean, who doesn't want to watch me? Evelyn, you're amazing. She said she's watched both already. Now, the one problem, the one thing is with Partners in Ketosis, we did record that. I think they recorded that with Zoom, and Zoom just plays havoc with my system. For some reason, whenever I do a Zoom, like the last time I talked with them, we didn't record that conversation. I don't believe we recorded that conversation, but I had trouble for like 2 or 3 weeks utilizing Chrome for what I'm doing right now. So I'm using Firefox right now, because anytime I open up Zoom with Chrome or work with Chrome with Fire, or any Zoom in general, just wreaks havoc with all my systems. So for some reason, I open up StreamYard and Chrome now, and Chrome and StreamYard tells me that all my system information, so the camera, the audio interface that I use that runs the microphone and everything that gets everything to you, is being held up by another program, which I don't know. I go in and clear the cache and do all that stuff, and it's just a pain in the butt. It shouldn't be that difficult. Hopefully, I did give them a link because anybody who uses StreamYard is an affiliate with StreamYard basically, and basically anybody can sign up through your StreamYard. At the very bottom of every show that I do here with StreamYard, any live that we do, at the very bottom there's a link. If you wanted to do a live for yourself, you could sign up using my link, and it saves you $10, I think, for your first month, which is more than 10% because I think I pay $25 a month for StreamYard. So that's like, that's quite a bit. Yeah. And Arlen says he has watched Charlie's video with Dave, but still needing to watch mine. Yeah, I have one. I mean, he's a wonderful interviewer. I mean, he just asked a couple of questions and just really sits back and just lets you talk. And that's what I try to do too. I mean, sometimes I'm a little wordy and mouthy, but he's a really, really cool dude. Hopefully I'll have a chance to talk to him again. I mean, there's always more to talk about, and he has a pretty wide audience. So, and Andy says that she hasn't subscribed to him yet, but she'll do that later today. Well, fantastic. Yeah. There's so many amazing people. I think I'm going to be sitting down with. I have an interview coming up July the 10th. I don't know if that one will be live or it'll be recorded. And I'll have to look up to make sure that I don't say the name incorrectly. Let me go ahead and pull that up here real quick. No, I don't want that. Oh my goodness. I am going to be sitting down with Alia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Let me see if I can pull up her information. You guys can help me with this because, as it goes. I'll be speaking with her on July the 10th. Like I said, I don't know for sure if it's going to be live or if it's going to be something that is recorded and played later. But here we are. So Alia Wells. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I need to check out her channel. And yeah, sometimes I'm a hot mess. I'm a hot mess most of the time, to be honest with you. And Jeff is saying you will not miss out. So you'll miss out on some health benefits. You're a strict carnivore. Yeah, I mean, just mental health, I think, is important there as well. Cindy's in the house. Good morning, Cindy. Make sure you let Brian know I said Happy Father's Day to Mr. Brian. Let's see. Jeff, looking forward to meeting you at the meetup June 29th. Cindy said you were coming. I will be there too. Are we supposed to send money or something? I don't know what's happening. I just know I'm going. Let's see. Yeah, LOL, she's over somewhere in Colombia, I think. I was thinking because she's her thing is Chicago, so if she's in Colombia, that's pretty cool too. So how did he feel being the center of attention Friday night? I didn't get a chance to stick around all that long. It just seems to be the way that it goes. Friday nights are busy for me because, especially this Friday, because Chandler worked Friday, and then I had the girl, and we did all these things, and yeah. $20 at the door. Okay. I can handle 20 bucks at the door. I'm looking forward to it. It should be me, Charlie, Jennifer Lucas, and uh uh why is my brain not working? Jackie from Jackie's Keto Journey. Danny said he's gonna pay for me when I get there. Sweet. Thank you, Danny. Let's see. You get a check mark, and then the fun can begin. Woo! Let's see. That means you need to watch the replay. I will do my best. Whew. That's a question I have because I'm probably going to be fasting. So, I mean, I can bring to go containers. Maybe I can borrow some of Evelyn's to go containers because I think they have a lot. And for some reason, I buy boxes and boxes. I buy so many little like plastic storage containers from Costco. They're like $20 a box for like the nice little flip down ones and stuff. And they're nicely well made. You can put them in the dishwasher and all that stuff. I don't understand, but I think some little person makes them disappear. She might be a magician. Yeah. Duh. But yes, I agree. Thank you, Becky. Good morning. She says, Happy Father's Day. And Evelyn says, We do, and we will bring them. All right. So the plan for today is I'm going to nap when this is over. Um, and then I'm going to go and run to the grocery and pick up stuff for dinner tonight. The kids are going to cook. So I'm probably going to get things that are easy for them to cook, and they're supposed to not leave me a mess. But we'll see. We'll see if they leave me a mess or not. Let's see. Let's see. Andy said that she's making the pumpkin sausage soup to bring a tight lid. I need to bring a freezer safe container because I have to put that in the freezer so I can have it when I'm done. Because let me look at my calendar here because my birthday is the 25th. Let me see. Let me see. My birthday is the 25th, which is a Tuesday. That Saturday, I'll be fasting. I probably won't start fasting until the 27th. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll probably be ending my fast. Well, I might, let's see. We'll be looking to, I'll be fasting that day because I'm trying to plan on going on a date night with Chandra on the 3rd of July. Because the 4th of July, we don't have the girl. So we don't have to be home at a specific time. So, always trying to utilize all the time because we don't get a lot of days together when there's no kid involved. So, yeah, because she works every weekend and we have the girl every day during the week. Yeah. I don't need to get her into anything else. This girl has already got a whole arts and crafts cabinet. Craziness. She plays Play-Doh. She paints. She uses glitter. She has a whole makeup table. She has every stuffed animal known to man. She doesn't need any more hobbies. She needs to learn how to cook. And Cindy says, Happy Father's Day to all the dads here. Hope you have a great day. Well, thank you, Cindy. Brian Doyle's in the house. Good morning. Pork butt on the smoker. All right. I have a grill smoker. I just never use it. It's like it's stuck in the garage. I got to pull it out, plug it in. I can just cook something on my cast iron skillet. That's the problem with me. Is I like easy. So steaks are easy. I can set a package of steaks out on the counter, let them warm up to room temperature, salt them, throw them in the cast iron, and we're good to go 10 minutes later. Same thing, I can put like stuff in the air fryer, frozen burger patties, all these things that I can cook easy peasy, chicken cheesy in a cast iron, a regular pan, in an air fryer. I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. Smoking something for 6 to 8 hours is a lot of effort. And I know you got to prepare it, then you got to put it on there, then you're monitoring the temperature. Am I just too lazy? Probably. Oh my goodness. Charlie's got a brisket in the smoker. Started earlier this morning. See, look, working hard working. Oh, Chris is here. Good morning, my friend. He says, hello, my friends. My last Sunday at the day job. This is the last week, the home stretch. Yes. How does it feel? Cindy wants some brisket. She'll gladly trade some brisket for some turkey jerky out of the out of the deli counter from Buc-ee's. Or that's what I want. Yeah. She just loves to play and she's going a mile a minute and she's just nonstop. Cindy says that Chris was mentioned on the live stream Friday when my husband was on with me and he wants your grits. Does he want to kiss his grits? Wasn't that a thing from the show Alice, Kiss My Grits? Like for a show from like a sitcom from the 70s? I'm probably right, but I could be wrong. It happens every once in a while. I'm the same. All I do is easy, but I would love to have a smoker. We just got one. We got one like 2 years ago, 3 years. I don't know. It's been a while now. We got like a cheaper one at like a pellet smoker at Walmart. It's like $300. Bags of pellets are like $20. Just plug it in and got an app on the phone and you can just make it's easy to use, but it's just more work than cooking on cast iron. Yeah, I can only imagine. Kiss My Grits was from Alice. Right. See, I was right. It happens every once in a while. Yeah, Flo. Yeah, Wes has her picture in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. I just have like we watch like some like so as of late, anytime we are just relaxing, kind of like by ourselves, whether we're just not really watching TV or we just have TV on in the background, it's right now it's one of two shows. It's either the Golden Girls or Will and Grace. But I haven't seen all of Will and Grace like I have Golden Girls multiple times. And so Will and Grace still that's a show that for some reason it cracks me up. But from the 90s, so like from 98 until like 2007, I worked nights. So I didn't see TV and we didn't have DVRs at the time. Like DVRs weren't a thing until I don't even know when I don't even remember when I don't even know when I got a DVR. I forget when I had a DVR sometime, but I can't remember when it was. Um, Probably like 2010. I got a DVR maybe. Um, then I could record everything I ever wanted to watch, and then we had one living here with Shander with a DVR. Um, but yeah, it was just one of those things. Like if I didn't catch it live, I didn't watch TV, so I missed a lot of sitcoms from back then. So I've been kind of picking back up. Yeah, so Evelyn's talking about them going on tour. Ash and Chris going on tour. I don't know how far away are you, Evelyn, from Fort Wayne. I know they're playing Sweetwater in Fort Wayne in August. I'm planning to go up because I know that she has a date that she's there where she's doing like a master class, and I think she's having a date where she's just performing. And correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. But Evelyn should come out to that too. That would be a lot of fun. I'd have someone to talk to. But Sweetwater's pretty sweet. You can kind of walk through. They have they have all kinds of guitars in there to buy. They got a used little section, pianos, basses, drums, electronics, pedals, all that stuff. They've even got a slide. They've got like a whole like cafeteria thing in there too. That doesn't really do a whole lot for us, but yeah. We just stream everything. But I got a Blu-ray player for the first time at a yard sale like 2 weeks ago. They had it marked for $5, and they had a remote sitting next to it. And I was looking at it, and the name on the remote and the name on the Blu-ray player didn't match. So I was like, "These aren't the same." I was like, "You may want to check because you don't want to give away a remote you need." Long story short, they couldn't find the remote for the Blu-ray player. It's a cheapy, like Sanyo Blu-ray player. They gave it to me for free because they didn't have a remote. So then I just went on Amazon and ordered a new replacement remote for it for $9. It came the next day. So I just have not, I don't think we even have any Blu-rays to try it out. I haven't plugged it in or anything like that. But we just went so long without having any kind of digital media player, anything like that, I mean, red boxes aren't even as prevalent as they once were. They used to be in every Walmart, but I don't even think they are anymore. So, I don't know. Let's see. Sean said they got their DVR in '07 with DirecTV. Yeah, I'm sure that they were in there and around there in that time frame somewhere in that time frame. I don't know when I got mine, but I just worked nights the whole time, so I just never watched TV. Becky says that she's with me. She doesn't cook, or she does cook meat on a cast iron, but no grill. So we have a grill smoker, but just pulling it out, and I mean, it's just the two of us most of the time. So like pulling it out and going through the work to cook like 4 steaks, it's just, I mean, it's just easier to do it in the kitchen. And I know that probably getting outside is better and fresh air and all that stuff, but like, but I digress. Andy says, we have a friend with a smoker. We prefer our air fryers to experiment with hamburgers, steaks, salmon, homemade chicken nuggets, or our normal weekly meals. Yeah, I just try to make things as easy as I possibly can. We are planning to go to the show Ash is doing in Russell Springs, Kentucky, September 6th. Hmm. All her show info is ashtaylor.com for dates and shows need tickets and such. She's announced a bunch yesterday. All right. So go over to ashtaylor.com, get your tickets, your information, go see her. I know she's going to be on all the coasts. Go check her out. She has a phenomenal voice. And Chris guy's okay at guitar too. Oh my goodness. So we should plan a meetup, hang out, get a couple of us to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm into it. Let's see. Hungry Heath is here. Happy Daddy Day. Happy Father's Day. Oh, yeah. She's country. If she ain't going to Austin, is she even country? That's like, she's got to play the Ryman. She lives in Nashville. She's got to play the Ryman Auditorium. Even me, I've been to the Ryman. I saw the Decemberists play at the Ryman once. That was pretty nice. Those pews aren't very comfortable, but I mean, it was a good show. I love the Decemberists. I'm a big fan of all types of music. So, I mean, I get pigeonholed a lot for death metal, but it's not the only thing I listen to. I'm excited to see, like, the evolution of Post Malone into his country career and to see what he does with country. Someone like him who kind of can come in from the outside and kind of turn it upside down and something like that and Jelly Roll and all that stuff. That's what Ash needs to do. Ash needs to go on tour with Jelly Roll and Post Malone, a country tour. So I can meet Post Malone and Jelly Roll. Oh yeah. Let's see, she's going to be in Gainesville in November. Look at that, all over. Carl is looking to get a new to us grill, but searching Facebook Marketplace. If any of you are upgrading, please keep us in mind. Check Walmart, especially. I mean, maybe not right now, but I mean, you can check right now. But I know the end of season, they will blast them out. So keep an eye out on those as well. It's only 12 notes. Okay. 12 notes. And if you've got you've got 12 notes with a 24 fret guitar that's 2 octaves. Come on, there's more than that. There's nodes and sweeping arpeggios, and there's more than that. Let's go. And Cindy says, you are great when you played for Sana and me backstage after the live stream. Looking forward to Friday with you, with Ash and you, if you choose. Yeah. There was the cover. I need to look it up, but there was a cover of a song that Post Malone did. Let me see. I can't play it for you because they'll take me down. Post Malone sings Sturgill Simpson, I think is his name. Yeah, Sturgill Simpson. You Can Have the Crown, I think is what it's called. That sounded good. I like the bluesy rock country infusion. Like even the thing like with a couple of the Clutch records that over the years have been more leaning, like country leaning, but still rock based. Even they had an organ player with them for a while and such. So it's just one of those things. Like I love all types of music, and if there's a lot of talent, raw talent behind it, I'm totally into it. What's the saying? 12 notes and the truth. Yes. Let's see. I get one of those blue charcoal grills from Walmart for $60, and they typically last me 3 to 4 years. You can't beat the added flavor from charcoal. My problem is charcoal's so expensive anymore. Like a bag of pellets for my pellet grill is like $20, and it'll last me like the whole summer almost. Like for real. I think you can get a 20-pound bag from Walmart for $9.99 of the pellets. They're probably not the best pellets, but they do the job, right? And it's $10, and it'll last me a multitude of cooking, or like more cooking sessions. Where like you get a bag of charcoal, you're kind of like, it's like one day. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm always been doing it wrong. And Post Malone did, yeah. Post Malone did this Aussie song. Um, Take What You Want was the Oz Post Malone. Take What You Want with Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, I've even seen Zach Brown live. We saw him, well, 10 plus years ago now. But I like bluegrass. That's why I love stuff like I like that infusion, like the Decemberists. Um, you know, I like all kinds of stuff. Chris says, "Thank you, Cindy. We're excited for Friday, and we'll definitely have to pull out some guitars." Woo, hoot nanny. He says it sounds like I'm describing Shooter Jennings. He says we just got a 40-pound bag of pellets from Sam's for $15. Sweet. Yes. So for any of you who have not received any of the any of you who don't have any stickers, so like these Keto Simple stickers, they're like these shiny vinyl stickers that last. So they're on the back of my phone, so it'll last a long time. I just ordered on Amazon 100 sheets of sticker paper that is going to Shauna, and that should make about 1,300 stickers. My math is broken because she said at first she gets 13 stickers per page. And I was like, okay, 100 sheets, 13 stickers. So 130 stickers. So if I get 200 sheets, that's 260 stickers. She goes, no, that would be 2,600 stickers. Mathing and me, we're not friends. You do not have any stickers. I need to send you some stickers. You need to come up and get one. That's what you need to do, Heath. You need to come and get a sticker. Yes. Yes, indeed. The sticker paper was on sale. It was like $18. $20 sent to her, shipped it to her address. It was her idea. So I'll be having stickers in the future. Well, if you wanted to make some more stickers, just know that the sticker paper is on sale. I'm not laughing at it. Like he says that she makes all his stickers and she's the best. Yes. This is what I'm laughing at. You got to earn them stickers, boy. Woo. All right. Oh. Mm. Oh, my goodness gracious. So I'm trying to think about this week. This week was interesting. Had some French fries. Took the girl to Culver's Friday, and I had some French fries, and I had her. I tried to get her some chicken strips, but Culver's, where she likes to go to Culver's, and their French fries are delicious. They've got the crispy crinkle fries. And I tried to get her some because she likes French fries and dipping them in the ice cream or their custard or whatever they call it, right? And I tried to get her some chicken tenders, but they're like just really big chicken nuggets, kind of. I mean, I ate those too because I got them for her, and she was like, "I don't like them." Getting her to eat any kind of meat is just such a big ugh, yeah, and yeah. Let's see. Father's Day doesn't affect ducks. I guess not. We do have a road trip planned in a few months and we'll be near your area. I know, but that's like a year from now. Well, I don't know if they soaked them in it, but they fried them in it. They were pretty delicious. That's the problem. It's like there is a so there is here. Let me see if I can bring up this website here. There's a website. Stop. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up. I don't know if it's just an app or if it's a website. There we go. So it's just going to show me that it's an app, but I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see it. So this is an app out there. It's called Seed Oil Scout. Now, I'm not affiliated by any means with this, but I just wanted to show you guys that there is an app that you can utilize to find out what restaurants near you are cooking things in seed oils or cooking things without seed oils. Now, how much of a help this might be to those of us who eat more carnivore, more keto, and not having French fries and other fried things in. But I think if we could go back to having like more foods fried in like lard and tallow the way that they used to be, those off plan it would make those off plan snacks and meals better for us. Um, because I don't necessarily think like say like a potato in of itself is inherently bad if you're having it every once in a while, because I know that for thousands of years we've eaten potatoes, not as a not as a driving force in our food supply, but definitely as a supplemental food supply. We've had potatoes, boiled potatoes, baked potatoes, fried potatoes, whatever. Same thing with just about any kind of like corn and things that were grown for for thousands of years, that since we've been growing towards civilization. So I don't necessarily think potatoes are inherently evil. I just don't necessarily think the way that they're prepared. So I just kind of think, you know, where like well, Hunger Heath is saying he's been seeing ads. Sonic is now calling their crinkle cut fries groovy fries. And Sean said that you used to call Five Guys French fry crack fries. I've never been a big fan of the Five Guy fries. Yeah, you get a large amount of them, but they're like, and I think they're cooked in peanut oil if I'm not mistaken, which is probably not the worst oil as far as a seed or nut oil coat, because I mean they're very greasy anyways. There's not a lot of work probably that goes into it. So I mean it's probably not the worst one, but I mean obviously it's still not optimal. But I still think like they're so soggy. They don't ever really get crispy. And Rick is saying something like, never understood the love for French fries. My friends want fries. Yeah, pants. See, like we don't have plantains, so that's I mean, and I've never had a fried plantain, so yeah. Excuse me. If you want to see if a restaurant uses seed oils, go back and look if they have a waste tank. I think a lot of times they just kind of get picked. I mean, they usually have those all wrapped up in with the trash cans. They'll have a like an oil trash can dumpster type thing. Thank you so much for that. Oh my goodness gracious. Evelyn says, as soon as I started making radishes to be like potatoes, my daughter just called them potatoes, and their new name for pork belly bites are bacon tots. I saw a recipe video the other day where basically they're taking pork belly and cutting it diagonal on both sides and then kind of cording it apart, and that looked phenomenal. But then they were like putting like sugar and caramel sauce on it. Excuse me. And I think that that's probably an issue, even if you were to do it with, like sweetener and with like chalk zero syrups and stuff, it would still probably be more worse for wear. Well, then that's like the whole thing of like the potato famine. You just ate potatoes until you just famined. um, have fun, Jeff. Be safe. Enjoy Kings Island, my friend. In the movie The Martian, the dude lived on potatoes for over a year. I'm sure you can. You can live on potatoes. You can survive on potatoes. You can survive on Twinkies. You can survive on cereal. You can survive on a lot of foods if you have to. I think what we found is the fact that most modern day food is really just plentiful survival food, and the food that is nutritious for us is on the outskirts, and that's what we eat. And we've learned to thrive with our food, and we've learned to take back our food control, and we've learned to take back all of these things. And for those of us who choose to have things like french fries sometimes, like I've said before, I go and I have like lunch with my granddaughter once a week, and if she feeds me a french fry, I'm not going to tell her no, because I'm only going to have how many more of these lunches with her? Few, very few. You only get a finite number of these experiences with your little ones. And if I have 5 or 6 french fries in the grand scheme of my life, that is not that big a deal. I smoked for 20 years almost. So, well, 15 years, give or take. So, like, a few fries here and there is not going to be the end of me. So, yeah. Hungry He says that the worst fries are Chick-fil-A fries. If they were a tad bit crispier, I think they would probably be some of the best fries. But crinkle fries for me are the best fries. All right, y'all. My locker at work is cleared out. I turn in my gear after work Thursday, and it's all done. It's setting in. It's real. That's so amazing. It's amazing to watch your quick rise and transformation. Is very inspiring to me and to others here. I am going to speak on their behalf, whether they want me to or not. But I don't think it's anything that's out of school or out of line. When someone like Chris comes into our community and is able to gain traction and do big things, and they are willing and able to hang out and talk and communicate and just be part of the community. It's so very fascinating. There are so many bigger channels that are not necessarily part of the community, and I'm not bashing them for that by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe they don't realize there's a bigger community out there. They don't realize that it's something that, that could be, whatever, right? Um, it's just one of those things. Like, it's amazing to see someone doing such big things and be humble about it. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a blender bottle, BPA free. It was free to me. Um, yeah, you do have this, Chris, 1000%. And you're not going to be alone, Chris. Thank you, Evelyn and Cindy. You all make us feel much more supported and stable. We're here for you. I mean, that's what this community does. Here in a little bit, I'm going to go smoke a batch of pork belly burnt ends. That sounds amazing. I want to make some. So I've seen videos making the hot dog burnt ends, and I just saw a video of taking like a potato peeler and like slicing really thin hot dogs and putting those in the air fryer, making almost like hot dog bacon. That looked pretty awesome. And Rick says you can survive on coconuts. Realistically, you can survive on just about anything for if you enough. And Chris says, "Man, I miss Kings Island. That was my jam of a way to spend a day growing up." Um, yeah, it's just I just haven't been since middle school. I've been to Disney World 3 times now since since then, but I haven't been to Kings Island. And Kings Island's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. And Evelyn says, I looked up 2 great recipes from the Keto Road with pork belly stocked up on. I've never cooked pork belly before this week. First time I ever cooked pork belly, we were in Colorado. And we were walking through Costco in Colorado Springs. We were shopping with Chandra's sister, and I saw that they had cut pork belly, and I was super excited to get some. And then I saw that they had full slabs, and there was 5 of us, and we were in Colorado for a week. So I got a whole 10-pound slab, and I'm like, how am I going to cook this? Luckily, the Airbnb we were staying, they had like a big pan. I put it in there, seasoned it up, poked holes in it, baked it, came out super juicy, tender, delicious. And then over the next couple of days with leftovers, I would cut it into cubes and deep and fry it till they were crispy. And I called them keto home fries. I guess you can call them carnivore home fries if you want to. Yeah. Cindy says, I have some pork belly that was previously smoked, then frozen, and has been thawed and cut into pieces, and I'm going to air fry it. Yeah. Let's see. Back when Danny says, back when I ate fries, I like Steak and Shake fries. I used so my first job was Steak and Shake. My first job when I was like 15 or 16, 15, I don't know, was Steak and Shake. And I remember getting the fries and eating those and you know, yeah. So I do miss those, but they got cold so fast. But I mean, that was also kind of the point is they cooked real fast too because they were like shoestring. And Jules says, "Did you see that Amanda made a post this week?" I did. I'm super excited. She said she'll be back in like September, October. So that is, um, that's. I hope that she's really able because she said she's got some more things to work through, and I imagine that she does. I mean, most of us have a lot of things, a lot of past traumas, and all that stuff to work through. You know, and hopefully she's able to get through that and understand, and navigate the minefield that YouTube can be, especially if you if you are like she was and rose so fast, like she got pretty big pretty fast. So, and Chris says, no bashing bigger channels meant, but some of them don't actually love the people in the community and want to help and enjoy being a part of it. They're just making money, no hate, just truth. And I don't even know if they're making that kind of money. I mean, there are some. I mean, and I'm not going to name any names of creators or anything like that because that's just not what I'm about. But I just see there are certain channels out there that they may have their own little group and they don't really venture outside of that. And I mean, and they have their lives too. And speaking from experience, being a creator, and I'm sure that Chris can attest to this, and Cindy and Heath and everybody else in here that do this, when you are a creator and you are a part of the community and you're watching content and you're joining in on lives and you're chatting, and that takes up a lot of time. And I understand that some people may not have that time. And I understand, and they grow and they get bigger and and it gets away from them. And some people, like and I'm not trying, and I'm not throwing Steve under the bus, but Steve from Serious Keto says when he's not making his content, he doesn't watch other channels or other keto stuff because that keto channel is his job. And he said that on his channel, and he may have even mentioned it on my channel when I had him on. But he's like, the keto channel is his job. And so he doesn't necessarily pay attention to others because he's like, why would I get off work and then watch more stuff about work? And I can understand that too. So that's why I never throw shade. I don't throw hate or anybody. I'm not putting anybody down. But that's why it is so very impressive when someone like Chris comes along where they're growing fast and they're doing big, huge things and they're able to go full time and they're still down to earth and hanging out. And because it is such a time commitment, it's huge. And so he says, you're all rocking. Ash and I will never take for granted what we can't, that we can't do this without you guys. It's our family. I love that. And Rick says he's going to make plantain fries sometime this week, but I only like to eat them with sauerkraut or fermented banana flowers. Where do you live, Rick? I mean, where do you live? I mean, I don't have I think I could probably find plantains, but I would have to go to like an international market to find them. 1.5 to 2 hours away isn't a big deal. I know it's not a big deal, but it's like getting up and deciding, you know what, I'm going to go to the amusement park because, Shannon and I don't care about going to Kings Island. Our kids have gone. They've gone and done stuff like with school, or when they've got out of school, they'll go for the day. They do that stuff. They'll go down to, because then there's Kentucky Kingdom, which is like an amusement park in Louisville, Kentucky. But I'm just, those kind of theme parks just aren't for us. I'd rather go drive 2 hours and hang out with people and have a sit down lunch with 15 people. That's what I would rather do than go and wait in line to ride some roller coaster that's going to terrify me. Chris, Danny is asking where are you originally from? I think he's from Indiana somewhere. He says I'm in Cincinnati, grew up in Lawrenceburg. I had mixed feelings about pork belly becoming so popular in the past. I can only find it at Asian markets. Now the price is getting so high. When I first started buying pork belly, we were getting it for $3 a pound. If you buy if you bought it at Costco pre-cut, it was $4 a pound. If you bought the 10-pound slab, it was $3 a pound. So we were getting the 10-pound slab for $30. So I agree. That's like the same thing with beef tongue. Beef tongue was one of those throwaway things that nobody liked, at least in the States, nobody liked, unless you were going and getting beef, tongue tacos or something like that. But now it's the same price as like sirloin. It's just one of those things. Danny says that she misses Amanda, or Danny says that he misses Amanda. I miss anybody that's in the community because she was a powerful force in the community for good, and I think that was she did lives every Sunday, and she was putting out content, and I thought she was doing such amazing things. So started reading Dr. Shanahan's new book, Dark Calories, talking about seed oils can create deranged fat cells within our bodies. Highly recommended so far. Yeah, I mean that's pretty impactful information. That's where I was watching a video the other day. I'd have to go back in my history and find it, but talking about how calories are kind of misunderstood and all that, and you can and all the stuff where yeah, and all the bad foods that we're eating, and I was yeah, it's just one of those things. Ugh. And Rick says there's no money in YouTube. At least I never made it. There's money in YouTube. There is a lot of money in YouTube. You just got to know how to find it. You got to know how to work with it, how to. So, YouTube as a vehicle to make more money is more of the thing that you can utilize YouTube for. Making money solely off of YouTube or AdSense is a whole other thing. But since YouTube has opened up creator funding tools where there's super chats, super stickers, memberships, and things like that, so you can go in and directly support your favorite creators and those who are impactful in your life, those who you want to make sure they continue to make the content that you enjoy. There's plenty of avenues. Once a creator hits 500 subscribers and 3,000 continuous watch hours, they can start doing things like memberships and receiving super chats and lives and all that stuff. And then once you hit 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours, you can start bringing in AdSense from views. That is the hard fought money. That's $4 for every 1,000 views you get. So if somebody gets 100,000 views a month, they might bring in $2,000. But 100,000 views a month or whatever it is difficult. Bringing in the AdSense revenue is very difficult. And it's not consistent. But there's the opportunities of sponsored content. So if you partner with a company like Element, because they're just one of the biggest ones that sponsor people in our niche. So if Element sponsors a video, so anytime you see somebody on YouTube and they do like a break and they do a 45-second to a minute spiel about Element has paid them money. That may be anywhere from $400 to $1,000 for that ad read, depending on the size and reach of the channel. Now, some people will look at that and go, "Oh, I can't believe that they're doing that, and why would they sell it?" I mean, bills are expensive. Making content is difficult. Making content and keeping up with the community takes a lot of time. Time is money, and time is finite. We only have so much of it. So, there is the ability to make money from YouTube. And I mean, from AdSense and memberships, and I'm very transparent about this because I'm a very small creator. So from AdSense and memberships, I make between 40 and $50 a month. Outside things like affiliate sales and stuff, I may make a few $100s more a month on a good month. But that's nowhere near sustainable for me if I live by myself. So, hence why I'm always kind of looking for a job. you know, to supplement that income. But anyway, just to say that there is money to be made. It's just a lot harder than going and getting a job. It takes a lot more than 40 hours a week. And Chris says he grew up in Sunman. I've never even heard of that. My nose is running again. I just can't shake this. It's like it just kind of keeps hanging on. I'm like, I'm not sick, but it's just like annoying. And it just keeps hanging out. Just like I wake up, I'll have a cough spell in the middle of the night, or I'm coughing here a few minutes ago and I have to have a drink, and then my nose starts running for no reason. It's like I wasn't even stuffed up. But yeah. Hungry, he says having a YouTube channel is very expensive. Yeah, I mean, cameras are expensive. Like this camera was like $300. This microphone was $100. Like the interface that it runs into is a Rodecaster Pro 2. It was like $800, $650, $700, something like that. Things cost money. Lights, the internet to run this, StreamYard, it all costs money. So it's just one of those things like, as long as I'm a creator, I'll probably never be in the black. It's just what it is. This is a true labor of passion, and it is a true labor of, I found a way for me to gain control of my life with food, community, and I'm wanting to shout it from the rooftops, and this is me on the proverbial rooftop. So, and Danny says he knows what that is. I have no idea. I'll have to look at a map. And Chris says, yeah, being a creator is a massive job. That's why some creators just make their cash or even just make their content and move on. Nothing wrong with it, just reality. And he's an obsessive exception. Yeah. Like for me, being able to interact with people. So my first 2 years on YouTube, I was making content, replying to comments. I wasn't really going live or anything like that. It hadn't even really crossed my mind. I was doing I had like 11 interviews, and I did those on a recorded basis. We would come on, I would record them, do my stuff, and then I would throw them up later. Now I do almost all my interviews live. That way people can interact, and it's hanging out with everybody, and people get a chance to maybe get some questions asked in real time from the people, the guests on the channel. But I didn't have community those first 2 years. And that's what I was truly missing. So having the community going live, the support, the ability to get to know so many amazing people. The first 2 years, I didn't really get a chance to get to know anybody. It wasn't till I went to a meetup here in Indiana with Jackie, and I met Jackie had met and known Ready Set Keto. Don does keto, and I met them, and Maitreya was there, and so I met Maitreya, and I met James and Emily, Don and more Mike, and Jennifer Lucas, and that grew into where we are today. That was a pivotal moment in this journey for me, because that single event, going to BW3s and hanging out, gave me something that I'd been lacking. It gave me the community that I didn't even know I needed. Shannon and I have been feeding off each other forever, and I've been posting on Instagram for the whole time, but there's a limited interaction with Instagram. You get some comments sometimes, well, what's the recipe? What's that? And you would post it or whatever. But being able to be here in front of you and hang out on a daily basis and kind of be, not just a weirdo person on the screen, but like able to share my thoughts, my ever-changing opinions, my experiences, as somebody who wants to make sure that we are successful, and I am pushing for everybody to work together, whether you're carnivore, keto, even vegan. I don't hate on vegans. I get frustrated with vegans who want to remove my ability to eat meat, but that's about as far as it goes. Or if I see, people who want to feed vegan food to children and not let them eat meat, or whenever they're feeding animals a vegan diet, I'm like, that's just mean and cruel. But outside of that, if you're doing something for yourself and you're a grown adult and you're doing what you think is best for you and you're trying to be healthy and you want support, we'll give you that support. Hopefully, we can all come together and we'll find out what really works for the majority, because not everything, lion diet's not going to work for the majority. Strict carnivore isn't going to work for the majority. It's just not. I think keto and ketovore, dirty keto, probably is going to be what kind of bridges the gap, and maybe paleo and stuff like that. But time will tell. It didn't. We didn't get to the sad state of food, of the food industry and the medical industry in one day. We got here over 100 years. As soon as they started looking at seed oils and such as a profit instead of the industrial lubricant that it is, and realized that they could safely feed it to us for a long time without us just keeling over, you know. And the weird food, like the weird food movies, like that movie about the Pop Tarts. That was a silly movie, but it goes a long way to see how they do incorporate that type of stuff. But yeah. Cindy says that she grew up in Cincinnati, moved to New England in the late 90s, and now Kentucky since October 2021. And Rick says he is in Miami, Florida. Okay, I think I remember you saying that. Ooh, me, Miami. Cincinnati is an interesting place. Great chili. I love Bogarts. Bogarts is one of my favorite music venues. So if you're from the Cincinnati area, I imagine you're familiar with Bogarts. I haven't been there in a while, but I love that place. I've seen some really good shows there. Seen Clutch there at least two times, maybe three. I don't know. Circus Survive, I've seen play there. I've seen Say Anything play there, I think. Sherry Lynn is here. She says, good morning. Happy Father's Day to the dads. Just got up and getting ready for work. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm being a little long-winded today. Tony Jacobs, Texas in the house. Well, thank you for being here, Tony. I appreciate you so very much. Let's see. Sandy says, for sure, Chris Cook in Nashville, I have a recipe for Skyline chili that tastes about the same as getting it there, if not better. I'll get a can of, now you got to be careful when you're getting the Skyline chili, because some of it will be really high in carbs and some of it is not. And like the same thing as if you're looking for like coney sauce for hot dogs. Sometimes I'm lazy and I'll just get the can. But almost every single one of the coney sauces that comes in a can has some kind of carbohydrate in it, whether it's like breadcrumbs or something in it for no reason. But whatever. But I love a good chili. I love a good chili dog. So it'd be interesting to see your recipe, Cindy. And Hungry Heath is asking Tony what part, because he's in Houston. And Danny says, we buy frozen Skyline chili, take 2 pounds ground beef, 1 box Skyline, 2 block cream cheese. OMG. That sounds good. Yeah. Carnivore chili has a similar spicing. And Rick says, I started making YouTube videos in 2007. Still have not met any other YouTuber in person. I never got paid 1 cent. I don't think that there was monetization in 2007. I don't think monetization came around until the 2010s. I don't think, because YouTube started in 2005. Let me look that up. Let me see here. let's see. YouTube started paying creators in December of 2007. In December 2007, YouTube launched the partner program, which allowed channels that met certain metrics, currently 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the past year, to run ads in their videos and earn money doing so. I don't know if that's what it was at first, but yeah. So being able and getting that type of play is kind of difficult. It took me a while. I've been doing this since January. Well, my first video went up in 2020, February 2020. A friend of mine started the channel for me. I recorded a video, he edited it, put it up, and all that stuff, and then it just sat there and got maybe like 600 plays or 600 views in the course of a year. It just sat there. And then I decided I was going to really buckle down, and I had to get a computer. And I started in January 2021. I really hit the ground running, and here we are coming up mid 2024. So yeah, I've made about $800 or $900 so far off of YouTube itself, off of AdSense, I think. AdSense and super chats and things like that. And Cindy's put Amanda's channel in here. Hopefully that she does come back sooner than later. And Chris is saying that YouTube is a job like anything else. I'm quitting my day job to do it full time, but it takes a lot of knowledge and work. It's not post a video, make money. Now, I understand that now that is something that can happen. I have a friend, and we would get together weekly at one point in time, and we would discuss YouTube, our analytics. We would look over my channel, look at all the views, what were things that I should probably focus on, what things were not really working, that kind of stuff. Look at titles, thumbnails, all these things. Because YouTube is one of those things that's like a lot of spinning plates. Because your titles have to be good, your thumbnails have to be good. Because if people see your title and your thumbnail and don't click on it, it doesn't mean you don't have a good video. But if they don't click on your thumbnail because your title or your thumbnail isn't great, then they're never going to know if your video is good. And then once you get that click, if you kind of meander and, you kind of have like a 2 or 3 minute intro into your video, and you take a while to get to the meat of the subject, then they may not stick around. If your audio's bad or if your video is real dark and hard to see, there's just a lot of moving parts into making content. Now, and that doesn't mean you have to be Mr. Beast. Look at someone. You don't even have to be like Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat is a creator. He does vlogs. He did 800 days in a row, I think it was, of vlogging every single day. But that almost cost him his marriage, everything, because he was more focused on the content than he was about anything else around him. Didn't have any friends, because if he had someone come over to talk to him, if it wasn't going to make good content, he didn't have time. So that's just kind of one of those things. So, And it is true. YouTube can make you wealthy if you're willing. If you're willing, and the thing is, doing the niche that we're in has a great potential for big earning. People need to cook. People need to eat. But search terms like keto wax and wane. Carnivore will wax and wane. These kind of search terms will wax and wane. And so making content that stands the test of time will be the kind of content that makes you the most money, or content that is evergreen content. So like recipe videos and things like that are sort of evergreen content, or, some of the simplistic information videos, or, storytelling videos of like, where did you come from? How did you get to where, keto is going to come back around again. Carnivore is going to come back around again. The name for keto may change. The name for carnivore might change. But just keeping up with all of that stuff and keeping in the know so that, titles and thumbnails and what your videos are about or how you word your videos is going to come and go. And the way, and like the big videos that are popular change. Even watching someone like Mr. Beast going from hypercut, just has to be something every 3 seconds, to a 30-minute video where it's still crazy and still kind of mind-numbing unless you're a teenager. But even seeing the evolution of what he's doing is fascinating, and seeing him hit 267 million subscribers is crazy. But yeah. Well, that's the thing, is like, I'm very critical on the things. Like, we have a lot of review videos where and almost everything we review, we purchased on our own. We would go to the grocery store, see a new thing, buy it, bring it home, turn the camera on, record it. And most of the time it wasn't good. And I worry about that as well. And, no one's going to want to sponsor a creator that doesn't like anything or can't really recommend things. But I have to remember that my opinion is just that, my opinion. And most of the time, even my wife and I, when we're trying something, she may like it and I won't, or I'll like it and she won't. And there'll be things like, well, should you buy this? If it's a product that we won't buy again, like, well, we're not going to buy this again. But is this a product that you should buy? Is there value to you in this product? And that is one of the reasons why it has been difficult for me to find companies to work with. I would like to work with Liquid Death. I would love to work with this company. I know they're kind of controversial in some aspects because of the can and the marketing, but I think it's genius. It's water. This is just plain water. It's in a can, no plastic. It's kind of expensive. It's cool because they sell it at like concert venues, and you go to, and all that stuff. I'd love to be sponsored by them. It's just water. And you can decide whether you want this one or the unflavored, unsweetened carbonated ones, or the sweetened carbonated ones. They have some teas. But I think, something like that would be a good thing, is like, you're going to buy that whether you're going to buy it from me or not. And that's one of the things, like when we tried Keto Chow at first, we weren't that big of fans. But as we tried more of their products and understood what they were for and what they were about and the kind of company they are, it's not that big of a, I've got Keto Chow right here. Is Keto Chow for everybody? No. Is it worthwhile for everyone to buy Keto Chow? No. But there is a segment of the population where this is beneficial. This is something that means the difference between success and failure. And I think as a creator and as an influencer, and that word is kind of cringe, but you have to kind of see through my own BS and my own opinions. And I go, is this right for me? Now, if it's not something that's right for me, I'm probably not going to go and be sponsored by them. But the company like Keto Chow, which has the offshoot Salty, which they have things like this. They've got these supplements like this. Is this a supplement that I'm going to use every day? Probably not. But is this something that someone may utilize and find success with? 100%. Is there a market out there where this isn't too expensive? Are there people out there who won't find this too expensive? Sure. This particular product is too expensive for us. That's why I haven't made a dedicated video on it. I couldn't find the value in it for me. But they still have it for sale if you don't think I think it's $58 for this, if I'm not mistaken, for like a 30-day supply of pills that are electrolytes. That's a lot. I mean, I like one of my favorite things is the salty, the clean slate. I like the salty clean slate. It's just the electrolytes, no sweetener, no flavors, just the electrolytes. And that fits me very well. Some days I want to flavored electrolytes, but not all the time. So I think finding products that can make or break someone else's success is invaluable. And that's where the sponsorships can come in. Like, one reason I may never be sponsored by Element is the fact that I then couldn't work with Salty because they have an exclusion clause or whatever. So there's things like that would bother me as well. But I'm always going to be 100% transparent with all of you. I make content for Perfect Keto, or I did make content for Perfect Keto. I'm no longer affiliated with Perfect Keto. I don't know if my affiliate link still works or not, but I haven't been able to log into their platform for about a year and a half. So I still have links on old videos. If you find a video and you click it and you get a discount, sweet. They still make great stuff. I'm just not affiliated with them anymore. At least to my own knowledge. I haven't had a response from them. I've reached out to them. They asked me, the person on the Instagram account asked for my email address. I gave it to them, and I have not yet received anything from them still. I get marketing from them, but nothing affiliate related. So the only companies that I'm really affiliated with right now is the joint venture that is Keto Chow and Salty, basically the same company. And then I am affiliated with Fahad over at KG Foods, Keto Geek Foods. And I'm affiliated with Pork and Good Pork Rinds. I'm looking at maybe signing up to be an affiliate with Rode. Equipment like this is a Rode microphone. I have a Rodecaster back here. It's equipment that I use. Whether or not it makes sense for me to be an affiliate with them, because there's no reason, I'm not selling it to you. So I don't know if it makes sense. But it's a product that I use. But anyway. Tony's in the DFW area. Let me see. So anyone who judges a creator for working with a sponsor is immediately identified as someone who's never tried to do YouTube. That's just my thing. I think it's just a very difficult proposition to try to make money doing this. And I mean, either you're willing to work with sponsors or you're not. Now, I respect both. I respect people who want to do this and not work with sponsors, because you can totally do it. I mean, you can still make decent money. You can still put out your own recipe books. You can put out, your own get started guides. You can do all these things. You can sell courses, and you can do one-on-ones and work directly with people and get them started. So you're basically selling you. You're sponsoring you. You don't necessarily have to work with Salties and Keto Chows and Perfect Ketos and Elements and all those. It's possible. But just surviving solely on AdSense is probably not going to be a sustainable business model. But anyway, Cindy's talking about she had some bad time at DFW a couple weekends ago. The Dallas weather, she was stuck. So you guys were talking about how you had to go from one airport to another and it cost you $700 from an Uber. That wasn't going from DFW to the other airport in Dallas, was it? Or was that from the Dallas airport down to the Austin airport? I hope that was at least 3-hour drive for $700. That's crazy. Chris says, from AdSense, I make twice what my day job pays, but it's hard work. That, sir, is flippin' impressive. That's impressive. That's realistically, though, if you break it down by hour, you're making far less than you did at your day job. You may be bringing home more, but then there's also the idea that you're going to be paying taxes on all of that too at the end of the year. So, yeah. Yes, please make sure everybody has these channels here. So, Chris's channel, Heath's channel, and let's see. Dustin, me, and Chris grew up in the same general area, the Southeast. I grew up in central Indiana. So I am in the Indianapolis area, born and raised. Yep. Sweet. Yeah. Fixing cars is stupid. Jules asking, I haven't gone in and talked to anybody. That's what's the holdup. I need to go in and talk to somebody. And where my brother works, they have some job openings, so I'm going to apply there as well. We'll see. I'd rather work at Costco, but the other place might be easier to get into, especially at summertime, and then I could work on moving over to Costco. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Cindy's channel link is right here. Christian Delorme. Good morning, Christian. Sorry I'm late. Slept in this morning. No worries, my friend. No worries. I'm so glad that you did come here. I appreciate you so very much. And Chris says, yes, Danny being from Lawrenceburg is literally down the hill in the river valley from Sunman, 20-ish minutes on the country road. Sunman is about 800 people. Wow. I've been to Lawrenceburg one time. I went to the casino there. I went and stayed the night, and I went to play some poker, like a poker tournament on a Friday night, and then played poker on Saturday, and then came home Saturday evening. Christian Delorme has a channel. Make sure that Christian's channel gets posted up here. Evelyn says, I graduated from high school with Cassie from Carnivore Quest. We reconnected after many years after we both came separately to this life. So that's one of the most amazing things right there. That you guys graduated from high school together and then found each other through this community. That's one of those huge things. And are they planning on coming to Keto Palooza this year? I know they were slated to come last year, but things got in the way, and I haven't caught any of their content for a while. It hasn't been showing up for me, I don't think. So again, happens. But yeah, if they come, then it'll be a really fun reconnection. I get a chance to meet them as well. Heath is, if vegans truly loved animals, they'd stop eating all their food. Yes, yes. It's almost like if we work together and have some love and understanding for each other, we would all be able to grow and get together and get better. 1000%. I couldn't agree more. A few weeks ago, the weather was crazy. And Tony says, I couldn't agree more about community has been a game changer for me. Yeah, that's the thing for me. And I've talked about it and I'll talk about it again and again and again. Community. That's why, when you talk about in the link of, or in the description of every video I post anymore has at least, I think all the lives I do have Keto Palooza information. So if you don't have your Keto Palooza ticket yet, get on it. There's a discount codes aplenty. I don't personally have a discount code. I get no kickback. I get nothing out of you going to Keto Palooza except the chance to meet you, hang out with you, and become best friends. So do it. Yeah, what a small world. Well, you missed out if you never went to Bogarts. I saw My Life with a Thrill. My first show at Bogarts ever was in 1998. I went to see My Life with a Thrill Kill Cult, and that was pretty fun. And then I've seen Clutch there. I've seen just I've seen like Black Dahlia Murder, Cannibal Corpse. I've seen Nile. I've seen all kinds of cool bands play there over the years. So Christian DeLorme says, I never knew seed oil was an industrial lubricant. Yes. So in the ramp up to the war, and it's really started earlier than that, but they started making industrial lubricants that's out of, so vegetable oil or canola oil is actually rapeseed. It's an unfortunate term, but they started using that as engine lubrication at the turn of the century, the 20th century, in the 1900s, late 1800s. And then they realized that it was safe for people to eat. And then coming towards the end of the World War II, they had all of this supply and no engine, and it was like going and utilized for war and all this stuff. And then they started putting it in the food supply, and like they were doing Crisco, which is a basically an animal product clone. Crisco, we were all familiar with Crisco. It's a hydrogenated seed oil that's solid at room temperature, like lard or tallow, but it's like monounsaturated. It's all these things that aren't really that great for you. High in trans fats, but trans fats that are chemically created or manufactured are what's bad. Naturally occurring trans fats, I don't think are all that big of a deal if they're naturally occurring in animal fats. It's the trans fats that are manufactured. Like when Oreo first came out, the cream filling was sugar, flavoring, and lard. You may have known the first cookie to come out was the Hydrox cookie, and then Oreo ripped off Hydrox. And now, if you ever see Hydrox, you think, "Wow, that's a weird rip off of Oreo," but it came first. But I digress. Basically, all the seed oils got put in the because all the manufacturing and all that stuff from World War II basically put it into our food supply, and now it's everywhere, and you cannot get away from seed oils. Canola oil is in almost every single product in the grocery store. If you look in the center aisle, almost everything has canola oil in it or some sort of processed oil that's not natural. Like vegetable oil didn't come from vegetables. They're not cutting up broccoli and carrots to make vegetable oil. That's canola, rapeseed. It's seed oils. So I mean, they're very, very, very caustic to the body. They cause a lot of the inflammation in the body and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's a good use for it. Make paint from it. Don't eat it though. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada represent. So I think it started in 2005, but when it launched, it was more like a dating service. It was like a video dating service at first. So it wasn't until that kind of fizzled that they put the first cat video up, and then, it really just kind of blew up from there. Let's see. Most of my original YouTube videos were deleted when they took my channel down. I think they didn't like my roadkill cooking video. That probably had something to do with it. What? I mean, I've even been to Riverbend, the amphitheater Riverbend. I saw the Curiosa tour there once. It was The Cure and Muse and Thursday. Oh, come on. And he says, seems like with YouTube, you really have to judge a book by its cover. Yeah. I don't necessarily think that I don't think there's the only way to get rich. I think Gary Vee would be different on that as well. I just think Getting rich is hard, and it's the exception, not the rule. But anybody that really works at it can probably become wealthy, rich, wealthy, whatever. It's just, but I mean, you're not going to get rich working a day job. You have to basically put everything you have into, doing everything. So, yeah. At Hungry, he says, we rarely do review videos because we really don't use a lot of products. So it's a hurdle to get sponsors. Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the review videos we do, we really just because we find it in the stores. And I figure that, I mean, and they're not really that well viewed, to be honest with you. I don't, if each video we make doesn't even make enough money to pay for the product that we bought to do the review video, let alone the work to record the video, to edit the video, to upload the video, the internet cost for all that. I mean, it really doesn't make any money back. I mean, other channels will get better views than we do, but I enjoy doing them. I love sitting down with my wife and we have fun and and we can joke and we can do all that stuff, you know? And I think that's part of the worth to it. I mean, there is a labor of love to this. If I was doing it for money, I wouldn't be doing it. Hopefully, I can make it sustainable at some point, but doing it for money is not necessarily why I do this. It would be a happy thing to happen. Nobody wants to be poor. I want to get fairly compensated for all the work that I do. But I knew going into YouTube that even getting monetized was kind of a fool's errand. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. And Rick, I mean, I imagine there's probably something out there. You might be able to get sponsored by Coleman Grills. They have the little portable camping grills and stuff. If you make content using them, I imagine they'll probably support you. I mean, I don't know about the whole thing with, roadkill. I don't know, but Rick's engine part cooking pots. I mean, that'd be interesting. Let's see. It's mind boggling to me how it seems like everybody and his brother is now a keto coach, but nobody has a whistle. Let's see. It was going from DFW to the airport to Austin, 3.5, 4 hours away. Yeah, that's still crazy. You guys split that 4 ways, $700, 4 ways, I think. Hopefully. Yes, Matt says that Sarah has a channel. Of course, we couldn't forget the lovely Sarah Joy. And Christian Delorme's channel. Let's see. I like channels with unique characteristics. When you think of ducks, iguanas, engine cooking, and old stuff, you think of my channel. Yes. Exposing Darkness. Steph is here. Good morning. And here is Sarah's channel. Thank you so very much. Lisa, good morning. Thank you for coming. You're finally able to join a live. I appreciate that so very much. A lot. My birthday is not till the 25th. So our Tuesday live on the 25th will be my birthday live. Chandra's birthday was June the 6th. And they do. I mean, basically the best way to find out what's the most unhealthiest stuff in the grocery store is just look for the heart healthy check mark. And I bet if I put that on a meme and put it on Facebook, fact checkers would say it was wrong and take it down. We tried it on our Tuesday live this last week. It's the live with the thumbnail has the picture of the cantaloupe flavor on it. Sean, I could probably be wealthy, but I like buying too much stuff. Oh, I would love to buy I would buy cameras. I love camera reviews. I love equipment reviews, laptop reviews. I love technology stuff. Yeah. I love it. Christy is here. Good morning. Christy says, I'm a teacher. I have a whistle, but I am not a keto coach. It's just one of those things like, I know I could coach people. I know I could. But I just don't know. Like, I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years. I'm sure I can get some kind of like internet certification that says I could coach you. But I haven't even fully figured this out for me yet. So I'm like, I'm not all the way there yet, but come along and pay me. I mean, you know, I don't know. Joe is here. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Dustin. Happy Father's Day to you and all the fathers here. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Yes, Lisa says Happy Father's Day to all the dads. And Rick says he turned 56 last week. Happy birthday. He says another year closer to his heart attack. Well, hopefully not. And Chris says the cantaloupe keto chow makes great popsicles. And Cindy knows what's up with that. I figured that I would just make the shake and try that because I wanted to see what they were kind of like thinking, kind of with the thoughts behind it. Because it is such an abstract flavor. Like I wouldn't have guessed. Like I didn't have cantaloupe on my keto chow bingo board. So I'm gonna make a creamy out of it. I don't have any popsicle molds, but maybe I might. I need to figure out how she did that and make them myself. I have a special live stream coming Monday, June 24th at 6 p.m. with the girls from Low Carb Spin and my sister Deb. Yes, mark your calendars and check it out. We need more keto referees. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Keto Chow Popsicle video is still one of Ash's favorites that I've done. I need to check that one out. And Cindy made pound cake. And Cindy and I were on the wavelength for that one. Yes. And Chris made the popsicles too. He says, I mixed in white chocolate lilies with the Keto Chow cantaloupe, makes a great fudge. Interesting. I still have not made Keto Chow fudge. I'm afraid that I'm not going to do it justice. You know, what we don't need is more keto police. Yes. And that's what I try not to be. Keto encourager, carnivore encourager, try new things. If this isn't working, try this. If this doesn't work, try that. Just keep trying. Don't give up. And Lisa says she hasn't made that yet. And Becky says more coffee. I am getting low on the coffee. And let's see. And Chris agrees with Steph, as I couldn't agree more, although calling them out publicly can be fun if you're in the mood. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just weird. Like, there was a video that I saw. I don't know who it was, but it was like some influencers talking about the difference between two different sparkling soda waters or whatever that's at the grocery store. And they were talking about the ingredients and why you should buy one over the other. And I mean, like, if you're looking at the difference between LaCroix, Bubbly, and San Pellegrino, and you're looking at all these different, like, seltzer brands, really it's going to come down to the ingredients in those, I would say, probably are negligibly different, if at all impactfully different to your body, I would say. Now, I don't have necessarily the most experience or knowledge in that, but knowing that they're basically like flavored like somebody you're drinking something and you can taste what they're drinking in the other room, but barely. It's like this can of seltzer water is haunted by the flavor of that of flavors past, right? Like this was a grape died 100 years ago, and its ghost, great flavor, lives in this can. So, but if you need bubbly and you need the soda water and you like to burp and all that stuff, they're great. I don't think there's probably anything wrong with any of the brands as long as they don't, I mean, but they're like, oh, how dare you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, ugh, it's just too much. It's too much. Oh, carnivore police. How dare you're not carnivore if you have pepper on your food. You can miss me with that. But anyway. Let's see. So the semi-sweet chocolate overpowered the cantaloupe. Let's see. The dictatorial hatred of keto or the carnivore police can get so exhausting. Encouraging opinions are great, but the carb Nazis make me understand why God flooded the earth. Ah. And Lisa's saying it just depends on the flavor of the sparkling water. It has which, I mean, that's the thing is like there was a brand of sparkling water that I have not been able to find anymore. Walmart stopped carrying it when bubbly came out, but there was the Schweppes black cherry seltzer water. I absolutely adored that seltzer water. It was like $3 for 8 cans, and I would buy it all the time. And then Walmart stopped carrying it, and I found it once or twice at like Meyer, and then never again. And I don't even know if it's anywhere in Indiana sells it anymore. And I'm not going to try to buy it online because trying to get shipping on cans of soda is expensive. But black cherry Schweppes, just the seltzer water, oh, it was my favorite because like you would chug it back, and I wanted just that chug of bubbles, and then you would kind of like let that air, like let the bubbles out. It would just have that back black cherry aftertaste. It was just enough there. Oh, it was so good. But I can't find it anymore, and I haven't found anything that's like it. So, you know. And Heath is saying that I've never been impressed with LaCroix. I think it's actually LaCroix. LaCroix. But I mean, we all know what we're talking about. I always say they just walk past the can, walk the can past the orchard, and now it's magically flavored. Yes. Let's see. I consider myself carnivore, but I do spices, coffee, keto chow, and keto bricks. But my main food is, yeah, I mean, primarily my main food is meat. Sometimes I want some broccoli. Ooh. You know? I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes I want some onions with my food. Eggs, bacon, whatever. I eat what I want. That's for another video. Black cherry fresca, I need to try that, but it has aspartame. I'm not too worried about aspartame. I don't drink enough to really worry about it. Food Lion black cherry is great. I need to try that. No, Autumn is live now. Okay, everybody, go find Autumn. Go watch Autumn. Tell her that I sent you. I would send you guys over there, but I can't. But again, thank you all so very, very much for being here with me today. Huge thank you to all my members. Please consider becoming a member if you aren't already. I love each and every one of you. And be here Tuesday. Shannon and I will be back. Happy Father's Day. I love your faces. And I'll see you next time.